There is a mineral your body needs every single day, one that quietly runs more than 300 different processes inside you. Your heartbeat, your muscles, your sleep, the calm feeling that settles over you at the end of a long day. That mineral is magnesium. And most people are reaching for a plastic bottle in the supplement aisle to get it. When the truth is, some of the richest sources of magnesium on Earth can be grown just a few steps from your kitchen door. Today, we're looking at 7 plants you can grow yourself. Plants that have fed and nourished people for generations, long before anyone sold magnesium in a capsule. By the end, you'll know exactly which ones to plant, why they work, how to use them, and how to grow them at home. Let's start with why this matters so much. Magnesium is what scientists call an essential mineral, which simply means your body cannot make it. You have to take it in, every day, through what you eat. It sits at the center of your nervous system, helping your muscles relax after they contract. It supports steady energy, calm nerves, and restful sleep. When people feel tight, restless, or worn down, magnesium is often part of the quiet conversation happening inside their cells. And yet, by many estimates, a large share of people simply don't take in enough of it through their food. Modern diets lean heavily on processed products, and the mineral-rich greens our grandparents ate every day have quietly slipped off the plate. The result is a slow, everyday shortfall that rarely announces itself, but shows up as tension, poor sleep, and a body that never quite feels rested. The good news is that the answer has always been simple, and it grows in the ground. Now, here is the part the supplement aisle doesn't tell you. When magnesium comes wrapped inside a living plant, it doesn't arrive alone. It comes with fiber, with potassium, with vitamins and living compounds that help your body actually recognize and use it. A plant is a whole package grown by nature to be absorbed by a body. A pill is a single isolated fragment. That difference is exactly why growing your own is worth your time. If you want to keep learning which plants can quietly support your health, subscribe. There's a new one growing on this channel every week. Let's begin in the garden with the first plant, spinach. Spinach is one of the most magnesium-dense leaves you can grow, and it's also one of the easiest. Those dark green leaves are packed with the mineral, right alongside iron and folate. The deep color is your clue. In leafy greens, that rich green comes from chlorophyll, and at the very center of every chlorophyll molecule sits a single atom of magnesium. When you eat green leaves, you are quite literally eating magnesium that the plant built into its own body. To get the most from spinach, eat it fresh and gently cooked. A light steam softens the leaf and makes its minerals easier to reach, while boiling in lots of water can wash some of them away. A handful wilted into soup, folded into eggs, or blended into a morning drink is a simple, steady way to feed yourself. The second plant is its close cousin, Swiss chard. If spinach fades in the summer heat, chard keeps going. Those broad, glossy leaves and bright, colorful stems are loaded with magnesium and potassium together, a pairing your muscles and heart both appreciate. Chard has a gentle, earthy taste, and the whole plant is useful. The leaves cooked like spinach, the crisp stems chopped and sautéed like celery. Nothing is wasted. Our third plant might surprise you because most people pull it out and throw it away. Purslane. This low, sprawling plant with small, plump, teardrop leaves grows in sidewalk cracks and garden edges all over the world, and it is one of the most nutrient-rich wild greens ever studied. It carries magnesium, and it's also known for containing more of the beneficial omega-3 fats than almost any other leafy green. For centuries, cultures from Greece to Mexico to the Middle East gathered purslane on purpose, treating it as food and medicine at once. The leaves have a fresh, slightly lemony, almost salty crunch. Eat them raw in a salad, or stir them in at the very end of cooking. That brings us to the fourth plant, nettle. Yes, the stinging one. Before you dismiss it, understand that people have valued nettle for hundreds of years, precisely because it is so mineral-rich. Dried or cooked, the sting completely disappears, and what remains is a deep green leaf full of magnesium, calcium, and iron. The traditional way to unlock it is a long infusion. You take the dried leaves, pour hot water over them, and let them steep for several hours, sometimes overnight, until the water turns dark and earthy. That slow steep pulls the minerals out of the leaf and into your cup. Nettle tea has been a spring tonic in country kitchens for generations, a way to feel restored after a long winter. Herbalists across old Europe kept dried nettle on the shelf all year, reaching for it whenever the body felt depleted and in need of rebuilding. The fifth plant is one you may already be growing for something else entirely: pumpkin. Because the real treasure here is the seed. Pumpkin seeds are among the densest plant sources of magnesium you can find anywhere. Gram for gram. Inside that small green kernel is a concentrated store of the mineral, along with zinc and healthy fats. When you grow a single pumpkin, you're also growing a whole harvest of seeds. Rinse them, dry them, toast them gently in a warm pan, and you have a handful of nourishment you can sprinkle over almost anything: salads, oatmeal, or simply eaten on their own. A small daily handful is one of the easiest ways there is to bring more of this mineral into your life, straight from a plant you grew. The sixth plant is humble, tough, and generous: beet greens. When most people grow beets, they eat the root and toss the leafy tops onto the compost. But those tops are a mistake to throw away. Beet greens hold even more magnesium than the beetroot below them, along with potassium and a wealth of other minerals. They taste much like chard because they're closely related, and they cook down beautifully in a hot pan with a little oil. Grow beets, and you get two foods from one plant: the sweet root and the mineral-rich greens. Our seventh and final plant is a whole family of reliable, cold-hardy leaves: kale and its relatives, the collards and cabbages. These sturdy greens are magnesium-rich and famously forgiving to grow. Kale in particular will stand in the garden through frost, and many people find the leaves actually taste sweeter after a cold night. Because these plants keep producing leaf after leaf for months, a small row can feed you steadily through the seasons when almost nothing else is growing. Massage the raw leaves with a little oil to soften them, or cook them slowly until tender. So there you have your 7: spinach, Swiss chard, purslane, nettle, pumpkin seeds, beet greens, and kale. 7 living sources of magnesium, each one something you can plant, tend, and harvest with your own hands. Before we bring all of this knowledge into the soil, let me say this: if this garden has caught your curiosity, there is so much more growing here. Subscribe, and let's tend it together. Now, let's talk about how to grow them. Because the wonderful thing is that these 7 plants share the same simple needs. Get a few basics right, and every one of them will reward you. Start with the soil. Magnesium-rich plants grow best in soil that is itself rich and alive. Work in plenty of compost or well-rotted manure before planting. This does 2 things at once. It feeds the plants, and it keeps the minerals in the ground available for the roots to take up. Healthy soil is the true source of everything on this list. The plant is only as nourishing as the earth it grows in. Most of these greens love cool weather. Spinach, chard, kale, beet greens, and nettle all prefer the gentle temperatures of spring and autumn. Sow spinach and beets directly into the ground as soon as the soil can be worked, spacing seeds about 5 to 8 centimeters apart and thinning as they grow. In the heat of high summer, spinach tends to bolt and turn bitter, so that's the season to lean on chard, purslane, and pumpkin, which all love the warmth. Give them steady moisture. Leafy greens are mostly water, and they grow tender and sweet when the soil stays evenly damp. Water deeply at the base. Keep the ground mulched to hold that moisture in, and your leaves will stay soft rather than turning tough and bitter. Purslane and nettle barely need your help at all. Purslane will often appear on its own, and if it does, consider it a gift rather than a weed. Nettle grows easily in a damp, slightly shaded corner, and it's wise to give it its own patch because it spreads. Both are among the most forgiving plants you can keep. For pumpkin, give it room and sun. A single plant needs space to sprawl, warm soil, and a long, bright season to ripen its fruit and fill out those magnesium-rich seeds. Plant it after the last frost has passed, feed it well, and let it run. And here is the beautiful part: harvest these plants often, and most of them give back more. Pick the outer leaves of kale, chard, and spinach, and the center keeps producing. Cut nettle back, and it returns tender and fresh. A small, well-tended bed can feed you again and again through the season. Let's gather it all together. Magnesium is a mineral your body relies on every single day, for calm, for rest, for steady strength. And some of the richest, most complete sources of it aren't sealed in a bottle. They're leaves and seeds you can grow yourself. Spinach and chard for easy, everyday greens. Purslane and Nettle, the wild ones, generous and tough. Pumpkin seeds, dense and concentrated. Beet Greens, the harvest most people throw away. And Kale, faithful through the cold. Each of these plants offers you something a capsule never can. Magnesium held inside living food, delivered with everything nature packed around it, grown in soil you tended with your own hands. The supplement aisle sells you a fragment. Your garden offers you the whole, living thing. So if you grow only a few things this season, let some of them be green, and let them be these. Plant them, tend them, and let your own small patch of earth become the quiet source of something your body has been asking for all along.